Welcome to Medieval Uncovered, where we embark on thrilling quests to unearth the Middle Ages' hidden treasures. Imagine you're stranded in 1400s Europe. No supermarkets, no electricity, just a frost-covered field and a family to feed. How do you survive winter's wrath? The answer lies in 10 forgotten superfoods: parsnips, Emma wheat, fava beans, buckwheat, good King Henry, barley, spelt, turnips, lentils, and oats. These crops weren't just sustenance. They were lifelines that nourished villages, fueled cathedrals, and forged resilient communities. On this adventure, we'll uncover why these foods were medieval powerhouses and how they offer solutions for today's climate challenges and food insecurity. From a root that sweetens in snow to a grain that sustained armies, this journey will reshape your view of food. We'll weave tales, debunk myths, and challenge you to cook like a medieval master. So strap on your explorer's boots and dive into history's pantry. Our quest begins in a frozen landscape, where a humble vegetable defied the cold to save lives. Before potatoes arrived in the 1500s, parsnips were Europe's winter saviours, thriving in poor soil and sweetening under frost, as unearthed in 14th century Warham Percy hearths. Each root delivered 100 calories, fibre and vitamin C, starring in mashed sides, roasted dishes and pies during the 1315 to 1317 Great Famine, when hunger stalked villages. Cooks crafted parsnip desserts kids adored. Villagers hung them over doors for luck, believing they appeased spirits, while lords taxed them and monasteries fed the poor. In the 1490s, England, parsnip stores saved a hamlet from starvation, per manor rolls. Potatoes out-yielded them, but I made parsnip fries, crisp, sweet, a revelation. Their resilience inspires modern gardeners, facing erratic winters. Why not try parsnip soup this weekend to taste history? Healers mixed parsnips into toothache poultices, swearing they eased pain. Folklore or fact, their versatility was unmatched. From roots, we turn to a grain that built medieval marvels. Emma wheat, domesticated 10,000 years ago, grew in rocky soils with crude ploughs. As found in 13th century English farms, its bread boasting 30% more protein than modern wheat. Fueling 70% of diets, it powered stonemasons at Chartres, though a dropped loaf could bruise. 1258 shortages sparked riots with grain taxed like gold, per chroniclers. Bakers carved crosses into loaves for blessings, and monasteries stored it like treasure. In the 1270s, France, Emma fed pilgrims en route to Santiago, per records. Its tough husk lost to common wheat, but I tried farro risotto, nutty, hearty, a time machine. Emma's grit could bolster farms against climate swings today. Emma was tossed at weddings for fertility, a ritual akin to modern rice throwing, brimming with hope. Next, a legume that strengthened medieval muscles beckons. Fava beans yielded 1,500 pounds per acre, enough protein for 20 people yearly, enriching soil per 12th century manuals, like Walter of Henley's, making them a medieval staple. Half a cup met daily protein needs, vital during Lent's meat ban, though favism risked some, per Trotula's texts. They starred in stews, patties, and fresh pods across all classes. In the 1330s, Italy farmer Lucia, her son Matteo, and neighbour Clara saved their drought-hit village with fava stew and herb-laced patties. Their starlit feast uniting families like modern food banks. I made fava hummus, smooth, green, sustainable. Its soil benefits could slash fertilizer use today. Whip up fava dip this week. Monks debated if fava beans sharpened visions or caused cloister giggles. A lively medieval controversy. A swift seed that outran famine awaits. Buckwheat, a seed not wheat, grew in 10 to 12 weeks in poor soil, saving villages after 1353 Portuguese quakes. Per chroniclers, its complete proteins, fueling porridge, pancakes and beer. Roots boosted soil nutrients, as noted in 14th century records. It thrived where others failed. In the 1370s, Poland, farmer Kasper, daughter Anna, and cousin Marek beat a frost, sharing buckwheat beer and porridge. Their candlelit toast rallied spirits like craft breweries today. Folklore claimed buckwheat fields glowed, guiding travellers. I made buckwheat pancakes, fluffy, nutty perfection. Their quick growth could aid small farms now. Try them yourself. Buckwheat was sown under moonlight for luck, believed to summon bountiful harvests, a poetic tradition. A winter green that nourished through snow is next. Good King Henry thrived semi-wild, its leaves rich in vitamins A, C and iron, fending off scurvy as found in York's medieval gardens. Shoots mimicked asparagus, leaves filled soups, and seeds stretched bread during 1437 to 1438 famines. In 1410's Germany, healer Maria, apprentice Hans, and sister Greta shared soup in a harsh winter, their village thriving. Maria's herbal notes, preserved in archives, praise its life-giving leaves. Named for a lucky spirit, it was gifted to newlyweds. I tried it. Earthy, vibrant. Its low-maintenance growth suits urban gardens today. Grow it for resilience. Good King Henry was planted near homes to invite prosperity. A green talisman for medieval families. A grain that pulsed through medieval life follows. Barley grew in poor soil, yielding bread, porridge and beer. Safer than water, with litres drunk daily, per 13th century manna rolls. Its 1,650 calories per pound powered crusaders and labourers. Alewives brewed wealth, paying rents in grain per Domesday Book. In the 1360s Scotland, alewife Fiona, brother Duncan, and neighbour Ewan fed plague-stricken villagers, porridge and beer. Their tavern was a refuge, like soup kitchens. Alewives' hats sparked witch lore per folklore. I made barley soup, hearty, timeless, warming. Barley's versatility could diversify modern crops. Cook it soon. Barley beer was blessed by priests for safe travels, a medieval road trip essential, steeped in faith. A sister grain that sustained the bold is next. Spelt, a wheat cousin, thrived in harsh soils, as in 11th century German monasteries. Its nutty grain, rich in protein and fibre fueling nights, bread and porridge, per monastic diets. A cup offered menon 120 calories and iron. In the 1390s France, farmer Gilles, wife Jeanne and son Luc fed their war-torn village. Spelt flatbreads after a siege. Their moonlit feast a beacon. Like modern relief efforts, Spelt's husk faded it as milling advanced, but I tried spelt pasta. Chewy, robust, grounding. Spelt's hardiness could stabilise farms facing droughts. Swap wheat for spelt flour. Spelt was buried with Viking warriors for afterlife strength, a ritual of eternal might. A root rival to parsnips steps forward. Turnips grew in poor soil, storing through winter as in 14th century English records. Their vitamin C and fibre filling stews and mashes during 1320s shortages. One turnip yielded approximately 50 calories, a peasant's lifeline. In the 1300s, England, widow Alice, son Thomas, and niece Emma shared turnip soup after a flood, their village rallying around shared bowls. Alice's recipe survives in local lore. Turnips lost to potatoes' yields, but I roasted them. Sweet, earthy, comforting. Turnips' storage ease could aid food security today. Try turnip mash. Turnips were carved into lanterns for winter festivals, early jack-o'-lanterns glowing with cheer. A legume that fortified fields is next. Lentils delivered protein and iron in poor soils, fixing nitrogen as in 12th century Italian farms. A cup cooked offered 200 calories for monks' and peasants' soups per Lent recipes, sustaining long fasts. In the 1350s, Sicily, farmer Sophia, brother Marco, and cousin Lena fed their famine-hit village lentil stew. Their harvest a lifeline, like community kitchens. Sophia's spiced mix endures. Lentils waned as meat rose, but I made lentil soup, spiced, warming, soulful. Their soil benefits could reduce chemical farming. Cook lentil curry. Lentils were scattered at births for abundance, a ritual of hope and plenty. Our final crop powered medieval mornings. Oats thrived in damp soils, feeding porridge to Scottish clans and labourers, per 13th century records. Their fibre and B vitamins giving approximately 150 calories per cup for grueling days. In the 1380s, Ireland, farmer Aisling, daughter Ciara, and nephew Finn shared oat porridge after a storm. Their village strengthened. Aisling's recipe lives in oral tales. Oats faded as wheat dominated, but I made oatmeal, creamy, hearty, uplifting. Oats' resilience could bolster northern farms today. Try oat pancakes. Oats were dubbed warrior fuel in Celtic lore, fed to horses and humans for unmatched vigour. Our quest now unveils a modern blueprint. This journey, from parsnips to oats, unveils a feast of resilience. These 10 crops fed millions without chemicals, thriving in brutal conditions, per records from Warren Percy to York. They built communities like Lucia's Italian Feast or Fiona's Scottish Refuge, and powered marvels like Notre Dame. Today, climate change and food insecurity echo medieval struggles. These crops, tough, diverse, soil-enriching, offer a recipe for survival. I cooked buckwheat pancakes, barley soup, and lentil curry, cheap, delicious, earth-friendly. I'm inspired to garden. Parsnips, fava beans, good King Henry, oats, dreaming of a backyard revival. Urban farms, seed banks, and chefs resurrect these crops, mirroring medieval ingenuity. Medieval farmers fed booming populations without fossil fuels. Per 13th century accounts, using rotation and hardy varieties, outsmarting nature's whims. Modern monocrops face droughts, floods, and soil loss, challenges peasants knew well. FAO experts champion ancient crops for diversity, with farro on menus, barley in brews, and lentils in vegan dishes. We challenge you to cook a medieval meal: parsnip fries, fava dip, spelt bread, or oat porridge. Share recipes on our Medieval Uncovered socials or at medievaluncovered.com, where you'll find crop guides, seed sources, and a free ebook, Medieval Meals for Modern Tables. Grow buckwheat or lentils in a pot. Start small, dream big. Your kitchen can ignite a food revolution, blending past wisdom with future hope. Let's honour our ancestors by eating their legacy, forging a world where food unites and endures. Thanks for joining Medieval Uncovered. This quest is just the beginning.